And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
The gamble last week at Talladega Superspeedway paid off for one driver, Jesse Baker, a first-time winner here at VRX. But this week, we're back at a 1.5 mile speedway where Phillip Brewer has dominated this season with 4 wins in his belt. Race number 6 out of 8 in the season, that Pimax Portal, the Thrustmaster T248 racing wheel, and that butt kicker system are getting ever so closer as we rack up these points. Live in Nevada from the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway, it's VRX World Cup Series live on V-Speed. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, alongside Kevin Hazelwood. And these 1.5 mile tracks, they're all cookie cutter shaped. They all have a tri-oval, and they've all been really similar. Why is it that some guys just dominate these places, Kevin?
Man, I have no clue what it is about them that gets that speed coming off of these turns, coming through with the banking and everything here. But some guys just got it, some don't. But I'm telling you right now, the fastest 1.5 mile that they have in the circuit right now. Nothing but fast money, fast laps, and great time to be had here tonight at Vegas.
Rolling out for qualifying as we speak. Going around the racetrack is Ashley Ellison Jr., Benjamin Richards, Brian Hennings. As we try to get all those sponsors up there on the screen, Pimax, Thrustmaster, and Butt Kicker, bringing you coverage here on V-Speed tonight. So as we work through these laps and talk about some of these drivers, mathematically in the points, we could go all the way back to 7th position to make sense out of all of this. And if you're from 8th place on back, Connor Gordon, you're pretty much out of luck, and it's going to be better luck next season because 39 points is going to be tough to overcome to get into that top 3.
Yeah, you pretty much would have to just win everything from here on out. If doing that would even accomplish that, if the gentlemen and ladies in front of them just so happen to get a top 10, top 5, to get those extras added on. Almost impossible for them.
Yeah, it's looking that way, and that's unfortunate for some of these drivers that had really great starts to the season, maybe had one bad race, but with the short season that when we have here in these sprint races, you can't afford to make a mistake. It costs you all the way through. And so the situation that these guys are in now with the points, it really is going to be probably the top 5 most realistically that are going to come away with these prizes here for VRX World Cup Series. And congratulations to the great finish there. Jesse Baker getting the win last week. And how about the poll? I know I missed a week. I took a week off there. I was on vacation. I came back. I'm feeling good, Kevin. I know you missed me. I know you missed me a lot, right? But we're back to it now.
Absolutely did miss you, my friend. I've grown accustomed to having you here with me, with Alex. He was a blast to call the action with, but it's good to have you back here. It's good to have you reeling me back down to reality. High-strung attitude that I bring out here in the booth with you, so it's glad to have you back, and hopefully these guys keep a good attitude about them on the track this afternoon. And we get a great race to watch here at Vegas. It's going to be fast, I'm telling you. Speed really quick out there. And hopefully not too much intense action with metal crunching on that track. I do like to see fenders flying.
Two drivers yet to qualify out on the track. Matt Gagnon and Steve Crone going out now for their qualifying laps. So we can actually get on board maybe with the number 4 as he goes around the racetrack. Let's get our cameras transferred over to that real quick and see where he ends up right now on the ticker. The 4 car has to beat Kevin Mulcahy with a 31 almost flat, 6 1/1000ths of a second over that 31 flat.
He's got dragon's breath breathing out the exhaust pipes in the back there now, Bradley. Don't forget, I know you've been away for Matt Gagnon right there. Only time he hasn't top end finish was last week, where he had some unfortunate incidents go down and he fell back just a little bit. But still up in the points is Mr. Gagnon. Actually got to catch up with him early, and he told me he wasn't feeling too hot about out there, feeling too good about his chances, and I had to calm him down. That he's a great driver and he's got all the chance in the world to keep hot. But as we see, he's getting a little loose coming through some turns.
Well, he got it. He was able to put up there that last corner. He beat Mulcahy by 1/100th of a second. Now he plants it into the wall to make sure it passes Tex. So
breathing fire, Bradley. Breathing fire is the bastard all over it. Matt Gagnon on the pole right now.
Wrapping up qualifying, I believe that's going to do it. So we're going to run it over. Give you your Pimax Pole Award of the night. The number 4 of Matt Gagnon. Pimax Portal does it all. 4K VR, integrated with cloud services. Compatible with Android at 144 hertz. Get yours today at pimax.com/portal. So there he is right there, Gagnon putting up a stellar time. Waited till the absolute last minute of qualifying to get that done. Somebody told him he was 7th in points.
They'd probably be correct on that. That gentleman right there knows how to get around these miles. Now, I don't think he's got any fear anymore. Kevin Mulcahy will be starting outside him there, coming in 2nd place. And I got a feeling those two are for a little while. Let this race progress on through for a while until, you know, things behind them go down, people fall out, and the race really happens.
Well, we're going out for our warm-ups. We've got about 4 minutes here. Let's see if we can catch up with some drivers that are mathematically possible to win this top 3 in the championship. And I really want to talk to the 93 of Isaac Wilson, but I think he just went AFK there for a moment. I'm not seeing him on camera, so let's see if we can find somebody else to pull up here into the broadcast booth.
We could probably grab... Let's grab who would you like to talk with?
Let's talk to Gagnon. He got the pole. Let's get him up here.
Where is he at? I do not see him available.
This guy's got quiet in the Discord. It's hard to pull him up in here. Not seeing any names, but
yeah, Matt does not seem to be on.
Well, that's all right. We'll go through your grid really quickly while we can. I know that there's a lot of time left here Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break while we try to sort things out.
There he is. I got him. I got him. Here we go.
Now? All right.
I got Gagnon. Let's do this. Welcome, 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 driver. Number 4, Matt Gagnon. We spoke earlier today, brother, and you told me you weren't very confident about this. I'm seeing you on the pole right now. What have you got to say for yourself?
What do I gotta say? I gotta say that I'm very excited. Not very confident in myself. I gotta tell you that. But right now, I think it just comes down to staying up front. Easier to say than it is to do, but we're gonna try and do it. If my session would load, but we're gonna try and get something done today. That's what we're gonna do here with the 4-car.
Well, I've got faith in you, Mr. Gagnon. You got the dragon breathing the fire behind you, shooting you up towards the field, so nothing they can do but get burnt, baby.
You already know, brother.
I do have to ask, because you're sitting 7th in points. Did somebody tell you that was happening? Did you go out there at the very last minute and knew you could put a lap down? Because I tell you, man, these guys out here tonight, top 5, very close on times, and you went out there and beat them all.
Yes. I don't know. I like knowing what my competition is doing and then trying to go out and beat it. I want to know what it is that I need to do in order to be up front, and qualifying at the very last second really helped me there.
Well, we appreciate your time, Matt. Good luck here tonight at Las Vegas. Trying to make up some of those points, and we'll maybe talk to you after the race.
Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, Matt. Have a great evening. Great
Gagnon,
driver there. Can't
number
wait to
4.
see how this is out.
So we are having some issues again. I don't know what's going on exactly, but we're going to try to get the 93 of Isaac Wilson up here in the booth if we can. We got about a minute left till grid, so we're going to talk to this driver as quickly as we possibly can. If we can find him.
Oh, he's
There
here
he
with
is,
us,
Isaac
93
Wilson,
driver.
93.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I saw you just put a big old chaw in, so you look confident. You look ready to go.
I'm riding a momentum train after last week. Got a lot of points gained with Phillip Brewer missing, so kind of opened up that whole standings. I think the top 7 are really close in points.
Yeah, we just went through that. 13 points separating back to Matt Gagnon, who we just talked to, who got the pole tonight. And we talked about the mathematics. It seems like anybody 8th on down, pretty much not in it. But you're up there in the top 5. It's really tight. We're talking about 10 points, 13 points total for the all the way back to 7th. What's it going to take here tonight?
I think tonight's to make a break. If you're in a top 7, you got to have a good performance tonight. Top 5, top 10, going into 2 super speedway style tracks coming up at the end of the season. You can't go in there, minus 15 points, something like that. Because if you get wrecked out in one of those, there goes your chances. So definitely a top 5 or top 10 tonight would be great for me.
Well, Isaac, we appreciate your time getting set to go to the grid. So good luck out there tonight. Going to be starting in the 13th position, 9th position, actually. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Driving the 93, Isaac Wilson, and we'll bring those points back up on your screen one more time for you just to make sure you got them, but they're up there right for you right now. And we've got cars on the track. Let's go through your grid and try this again. Starting up front, we just talked to him, Matt Gagnon, with a 30.992. He beats Kevin Mulcahy's time by 1,000th of a second. Row number 2 is going to be Christopher Hodges in the 38 with Chris M. Justice in the 4th position. Row number 3 will be Phillip Brewer with Jeremy Bailey in the 32. 7th spot, Kenny Reel with Jonathan Ray in 8th. And rounding out your top 10 will be Isaac Wilson and Brian Hennings in the 818.
Absolutely. In 11th place, we've got Mike Shivers. 12th place is going to be sitting with Dave Collins Sr. He's going to be driving that 707 there. We've got 13th place of Ashley Ellison Jr. driving the Toyota. Connor Gordon 15th with the number 18 truck on the track. Number 70 sitting in 15th position, driven by Teresa Spiker.
Are we updated? I got Connor Gordon in 15th with Teresa Spiker in 16th.
Wow, it just jumped.
17th position would be Benjamin Richards with Jesse Baker. You back on track now? We good?
Yep, 19th is Stephen Hines with Greg Biker in 20th. Go ahead and continue on.
21st will be Charles Keller Jr. with Christopher McMillan in 22nd. And then rounding out your field will be Stephen Crone in the 23rd position. 23 cars out here tonight to round out your field. So bringing it on over to the racetrack. It's been good so far this season. Gagnon not taking the grid. Not sure if they have a rule with qualifying or if he had a disconnect issue. But the 4 of Gagnon off track, starting from the pits possibly. That's going to put the 98 of Mulcahy and the 38 of Hodges on your front row. As we pace around this place, Gagnon's still not lighting up, so maybe a connection error. But here we go, getting ready to go green. Pace truck pulls off. And we're live and racing for race number 6 at Las Vegas, VRX World Cup Series.
It did not take long at all.
It did not. In 3 or 4, you get really loose, and we watched the 52 of Justice. Let me go back and hit the instant replay here and show you exactly what happened to the 52. He's right up on the bumper of Mulcahy, and this is for about the 4th or 5th position as they're running down the backstretch. Just right there, I think he makes a little contact with the back. Maybe that dirty, oh, Mulcahy makes contact with the inside car. So that was actually the 52's coming down pit road. Mulcahy hit the inside line. And it looked like both of them lost about 10 positions. Pretty substantial loss here for Mulcahy when he started on the front row.
Yep, still out green flag racing though, so nothing too bad to stop the track out there. Phillip Brewer, Christopher 38 taking the lead on the inside. As this race continues on. Bad wrecks going on already though.
Yeah, there's a big wreck back there.
How about it?
That was the 14 of Jesse Baker on the front stretch. Last week's winner at Talladega. I think he had a little help going across that start finish line.
Absolutely must have got that bump from behind. Let's get that brought up all the way.
Oh, the 133, I believe that's Ellison Jr. So the 14 gets really loose out of the exit of the corner. And as you can see, someone turns down into the 133, sends him up the track into the 14 who had saved it. And boom, just like that, 3 wide. And they're wrecking on lap number 5.
That is unfortunate. Absolutely just unfortunate right there for things like that to already go down the way it is.
So any takers down pit road? I know that these guys are limited on fuel, but sets of tires, they seem to just take them when they want to. Do you think anyone's going to come down here? As loose as this thing is, I think the 38's going to be a taker. Nope. He's faking them. The 11 of Kenny Reel makes it down pit road. Nobody's fooled, and it looks like pretty much the top 10 are going to stay out. Back here to Connor Gordon. Maybe see if anybody. Benjamin Richards comes down pit road in the 9. Teresa Spiker in the 70. Going to come down as well. Some of these trucks have damage, so probably unscheduled stops at this point in the race. But I thought maybe somebody would come down, maybe take a gamble. It is Las Vegas, and that's what it's all about. You got to take a gamble this late in the season. You got to make something happen because it's crunch time. These points matter. And towards the end of this season, if you want that big prize, you're going to have to take some risks here. There's the Ford Gagnon on the track now, getting his lap back.
Well, friend, if you look out there as we're seeing things going around, good for 3 right now, second place to be exact. Probably will be towards the front, towards the end of this. By God, that's not good for points for anybody else, considering at least on the field there as we started the race.
.38 of Hodges. Front row next to Phillip Brewer. Isaac Wilson, Kenny Reel, and Jonathan Ray will be your top 5. Brian Hennings, Jeremy Bailey, David Collins, Mike Shivers, and Kevin Mulcahy started on the front row. Unfortunate lap 1. Gets into the wall, falls back out of the top 10. He's going to have a little bit of damage on that right side as he goes by here.
Charles Keller Jr. up to 11th position, all the way up from 20th as he started earlier in the race. It's a nice plus for that driver there.
10 positions gained for the 75 of Charles Keller Jr. So Hodges
Absolutely.
going to lead some laps, but he's got a hungry Phillip Brewer right behind him. And if this race goes caution plagued, do you think Hodges could lead every single lap here in this race? Because we've seen these races get really chaotic. If we start caution this early, it seems that they never really stop. We'll have about a 10-15 lap run, and it's almost guaranteed we'll have another one.
Well, you know what happens, everybody gets focused on nothing. You're doing these boring pace laps here, and your mind starts racing onto other things, fiddling with other gadgets that you've got going around. At a PC, at a sim rig. So there's other things that can be done right now. And what happened? And that is unfortunate when something like that happens. They can hit the gas at this green flag just as soon as these pace trucks lights go out on this next lap here. And they can get to racing and decide a victor the way that it's supposed to be done.
Lining it back up, lights are out on the pace truck. Down to the inside for Hodges to start the second time here tonight. I'd like to remind you that you can catch some live action over at V-Speed 2. If you're not subscribed to that channel, check it out. They'll be going live, actually probably live here in the next, they've been live for about an hour now, if the Championship Truck Series hasn't finished up yet. But go check that out on V-Speed 2 and check out V-Speed Garage. And we've got so many V-Speeds, you just got to subscribe to all of them. But most importantly, make sure you like and subscribe this video and leave your notifications on so you never miss a single race here on V-Speed for VRX World Cup Series. Pace truck about to pull off as we go into turns 3 and 4. And Phillip Brewer and Christopher Hodges going to race it out to see who can be the best at Las Vegas. The 93 of Isaac Wilson, Kenny Reel right behind him, B3 Designs. It's going to be a good one. Let's see if we can get it shaped up here.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting here in just a few moments as they start to take off here on the track. I cannot wait for them to start.
Our left-hand turn for the pace truck. Drone camera up in the air. We're back live and racing for the second time here this evening at Las Vegas.
Woo. Action ensuing right now to see.
Lots of 3 wide back there for about mid-pack. It looks like the 32 machine of Jeremy Bailey. He was 3 wide at one point, and just behind them, Charles Keller Jr., who was in the 11th position. This is for the top 10. These guys racing hard.
Yeah, I like it when they get the pack packed up like that. You got a big group of guys. However, there's about 7 cars out front. Some work ahead of them to catch up to those, I apologize, 6 cars up there, 6 trucks ahead. But I really do enjoy it when we get a big group of vehicles out there pushing, the wind just throwing them every which way but loose. It's amazing. Down the straight stretches, all the above. Got a little nudge right there between the 70. I apologize, 75 and the 5.
That was Charles Keller Jr. and Mike Chivers running side by side. They're 3 wide again across the line. 75 finds a hole and is able to make work of it. The 2 of Douglas Hines on the inside of the 67 Frank Perfin. We had a pass for 4th position.
Wreck behind! It was on back 3 cars behind where... Bad. Looked like a driver clipped the nose there, and it was...
That would be this, I believe, the 57 of Stephen Crone. He's going to tow it to the garage area. Let's go back and see if we can find an instant
Looks like Teresa
replay.
Spiker got a little loose.
And bear in mind, these guys are running 3 wide through this corner right in front of them. Spiker does get loose.
Miss Spiker got a little loose. She caught it and then came back up a little and caught the rear end of a truck in front of her. Havoc afterwards.
Both those trucks get tore all to pieces. The 57 loses the wheel and can't regain control, shoots it down to the inside wall. Let's go on board with the 70 of Teresa Spiker and see what she saw. She clips the 75 of Keller Jr. So several different trucks involved. The 75, the 70, the 57. I want to say the 14 he escaped that. You guys like Matt Gagnon
with minimals.
You guys like Matt Gagnon right now, you just got your lap back. And now you're in a situation where even though you missed the start of this race, you can still come back.
You're back, baby. That's right. Nothing like a little lady luck.
Gonna come back onto the lead lap now for the 4 car. All right, so Christopher Hodges still up front. The 44 of Phillip Brewer has fallen all the way back to the 4th position. Isaac Wilson, Jonathan Ray, your top 3. 44 looked like he might have got loose there at one moment. The 93 got to his inside, and once that happened, it looked like Brewer just couldn't get back down to the bottom of the track in the entrance to the corner. He got loose. He got passed by 2 trucks.
That is always unfortunate for someone to lose the rear end there as they're coming through. Hopefully he gets it all handled up, gets back out there, and can push back up, make up some positions. But other than that, it does happen.
Lap 13, now 14 out of 65 in the books. We got a few takers down pit road. Going to be one of the drivers that got damaged during that. Ashley Ellison Jr. hits the pit stall. The 4 of Gagnon's going to come down and get tires. I mean, you just got back in the lead lap. Why not? Go back to Teresa Spiker, who was involved in that. Used the fast repair. Looks like the front end of that truck's back on it. Stephen Crone does get the fast repair, but is 3 laps down because of the tow. Might be done for the evening. We'll see. Looks like service going on that truck.
Well, maybe.
Back down and away for the 57, so we're going to try it again.
He'll get back out there. He'll make some time up. Should be able to pull through, make up some positions, maybe get back out there. 12. You never know.
Well, with the better tires there, this is going to be I would say 7 or 8 green laps on these tires for the rest of this field. That could be a big advantage for the Ford to get back up in the top 10. We'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out, because That's traffic you have to pass, and as loose as these trucks look on fresh tires, it's going to be a while before Matt can actually put the heat down on this racetrack.
It's not even the fact of fresh tires. They're still cold. They really haven't got to much running on the track. Track's still not warmed up in any of the They haven't put enough rubber on it to out here in the desert right now, regardless of the temperature sitting on the track. So they need to make some clean laps to get that heat transferred over so they can some fast laps out there, Bradley. That's the key.
On the back straightaway, doubled back up. Christopher Hodges, Isaac Wilson, Jonathan Ray, Phillip Brewer, and Brian Hennings are top 5. Pace truck's going to make the left-hand turn down pit road momentarily, and we'll get this race back underway for the 3rd time here tonight in VRX World Cup Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
They better watch out there right now. Got Kevin Mulcahy sitting back in 8th place right now. David Collins 6th, and Jeremy Bailey in 7th. Those 3 drivers run some track. So keep your eyes in front of you. Mirror driving can affect you very badly. Notice how 2nd place is checked way back from 1st place right now too, Bradley.
Trying to make sure that they can get a jump with them, but it's not going to matter. The 38 of Hodges gets an excellent restart. Back into turn 1, and we got trouble again. That's the 98. Immediately in the wall, sir. A big wreck. The 11 of Real, the 93's involved. 707, the 4 of Gagnon just barely escapes it. We're going to ride on board with him for this restart.
'98 just drifted right over.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what exactly happened there with Jonathan Ray. He's pinned up against the wall here. Let's go back a little bit further. And maybe that truck, no, looks like the 93 came down to maybe some net code or some pool. I have to watch that from overhead.
I don't know about net code or pool, brother. It was a very direct witness right there. I mean, it just happens. He just comes right over.
I think the 93 touched him. I'd have to say the 93 touched him because that truck started to get glued to the side of that 93 and he couldn't get off of it.
Can we get a far chase angle?
I don't like to do that personally. I can give you a drone camera. It's a blimp camera. I can give you a blimp camera of that. It looks like the 93 moved down a lane and touched the door and it just snapped the 98 up the track.
Fair enough. I mean, it is racing. It does have very odd incident to be going down right there on the track right there.
Go back one more time.
I think it was a culmination. Can you get the blimp again? Can you bring up again of it?
Absolutely, but I'm watching the 4 Gagnon trying to navigate these trucks that are all smoking and broken all over the racetrack.
He's amazing. He's amazing. That is absolutely phenomenal out.
So go back a little bit further. We're going to get back up front here with the 98 of Jonathan Ray. Let's go on board with the 93. I don't know. We're back on the blimp camera. Just watch this 93. It looks like he comes down into the door here. They get glued together.
It looks like a culmination. Oh, well, like a...
I think a subtle touch.
One goes down and the other... You nailed it right there with subtle. You just nicks him, and that's all she wrote. In the wall, around backwards, looking the wrong way. Not what we want to see here today. 3rd caution, Bradley. 3rd caution.
Live here, VRX World Cup Series, race number 6 out of 8. We're going to take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be right back after this.
I played a couple of simulators and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving, it feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Back here live, VRX World Cup Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We've completed 20 laps out of 65, and we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Pace truck pulls off. Phillip Brewer going to lead him into turn one with Brian Hennings on the outside, Jeremy Bailey and Mike Chivers, your top four.
And we're off again, Bradley. Got the race going on. They got a big front. Phillip Brewer doing what he does best at these mile-and-a-half tracks, and that's getting the lead early, taking off and not looking back at anyone else 3 wide behind him. As we continue on here, had a little the 75 and the 5. They've been bumping around the track all evening long so far, Bradley. You got anything else you want to add to that?
I see the 75 up the middle. He gets past on the outside and the inside. Connor Gordon, the 2 of Stephen Douglas goes around. And there goes the 75 into the wall. That's going to bring out our 4th yellow.
Absolutely. Caution number 4.
Not much in the way of a replay. You saw what happened there, but we'll go back and watch it anyway. Very quick action there. Looked like the 70 possibly. Not sure who that was that got into the side of that truck. Is that the 18 of Connor Gordon? It was. It was the 18. So we're going back on an instant replay one more time. On board with the 18.
Absolutely, 18 just nudged him right in the wheelbase. Unfortunate. Yellow flag again.
Bring out another one. I mean, race recap. We're 4 cautions with 2 lead changes. We're not even halfway through this race. I don't think we've even got the tires heated up. These guys are going to come down pit road and get some new ones.
Absolutely not. You might not have heard me. They have not ran enough laps consistently live on the track with speed up going to transfer that rubber over to that asphalt and get any friction built up for some speed whatsoever. So they're just running around on ice essentially. Now, you might as well be twirling around doing a dance while you're doing it, because it's no fun at 55.
44, Phillip Brewer, the first one into his pit stall. There's Matt Gagnon in front of him. Kevin Mulcahy, they're going to be down and away a little bit late, but the 4 getting left sides now. He's down and away. It looks like Gagnon's going to come out about the 10th spot off of pit road. Few cars stay out on the racetrack. The 2 of Douglas Hines, Mike Shivers, and Isaac Wilson all still out there. So, a few different takers on pit road. Some of these guys still saving it for a rainy day.
Well, you know, there's rain and there's thunder right now, and for some of them there's tornadoes just swooping across where they're at, and they have no chance to do anything else about it, and that is very unfortunate for a lot of the drivers here at Las Vegas right now. But what we can do is we can just push on and hope for a good finish here at Vegas in this VRX World Cup Series race.
Mike Shivers in the 5. He was running 3 wide with the 75 that got involved in that last caution. Charles Keller Jr. back to the 20th position, coming down pit road again.
Yeah,
What
you
are you
gotta get
cracking
down there
open?
and get that damage repaired.
What are we cracking open? I hear it.
Ice cold Mountain Dew, my friend. Didn't mean to do that, but it does happen from time to time.
75 down and away. Looks like he was topping off with fuel. He's still got some scuffs on
That's
the
exactly
side of that
what
truck.
I'm doing right now. They're topping off with Sunoco. I'm topping off with Mountain Dew, my friend. Got to get the energy up to call the rest of this race here, because the action is coming hard here in about 2 minutes.
Lights should get out on the pace truck this time by 25 laps into this race. And it's funny because the front row that started up front, pretty much the top 5 has been flipped. They're all the way in the back outside the top 5. Phillip Brewer just inside the top 10. He's going to be in the 10th position. I don't know how long these guys
Phillip
last. He'll be the
Brewer.
first car with fresh tires here.
I swear on everything, the man is amazing. Top 10 right now for him. Goes into the pits at a late moment in time, gets tires changed out, has the incidents, doesn't matter. He's like the Teflon man. You just bounces right back, comes up front, and tells people who's boss. And I gotta respect it, Bradley. I mean, he's a heck of a driver out there on the field right now. But he's got to go through some great drivers ahead of him as well. He's got Jonathan Kenny Reel. Christopher Hodges is up there sitting in 7th right now, so gotta cut through a lot of guys that know he's ahead of him. They're not gonna make it easy on him. Pull over and let him on through. So that's that.
Gonna be work. Phillip Brewer's got 9 positions to get back up there to the lead. Stephen Douglas Hines is gonna lead him into turn 1. With Mike Shivers and Isaac Wilson, your top 3. Christopher McMillan, Jonathan Ray, 4th and 5th position. Let's see if we can get some green flag laps here. I've been hungry all week. You know, I took that break. I've been antsy to come back and watch some racing. So hopefully these guys put on a good show. We can get this race underway. No more cautions tonight, hopefully.
Well, we've got 4 of them down right now. That, and that's that.
Pace truck makes a left-hand turn. We're going to do it again for the 5th time here tonight. Hines going to hit the loud pedal, and we're back racing in Las Vegas. Three-wide action right here in turn 1. The 44 of Brewer in the middle between Perfin and Ellison Jr. They're scattered all over the backstretch for positions. That's Hodges and Reel in 3 and 4. And the 98 starts to blink there for a moment. And the 75 on the the 78 actually of McMillan, the GoPro machine. Up high in 1 and 2. Very loose up there. Battle for the lead now. now, though. Isaac Wilson to the inside in 3 and 4. He's going to take it away from the 2 of Stephen Douglas Hines. He's going to lead lap number 28. Going on to 29 now with Jonathan Ray following suit for second.
Jonathan Ray's got a great line about him right now. He knows what he's doing on the truck, and he's been consistent in the previous races before it where he's been at. So hopefully he can push on through, persevere, and show him who's boss. But like I said, he's got a lot of work cut out for him. 44 Phillip Brewer is going to make his way up that track in no time. So hopefully Isaac can hang on to his lead up there that he's got going as well.
818 of Brian Hennings makes a pass for the 7th position, gets around the 5 of Mike Shivers. 78 looks like he's fallen pretty quickly. Those older tires, 22 laps on those tires, and we got a scuff with the wall. Might have been Jonathan Ray on the outside.
Action's getting intense. They're getting that 3-wide battle going up through there. I really like when they can keep these green flag rates up here.
I tell you what, we're right on board here with the 818. He's on a mission. He's all over the back bumper of Hodges right now. He's trying to follow that 44 of Brewer. He gets a little loose there off of 4, loses some ground, and Jonathan Ray's going to come back to his bumper now. On further back behind him.
Bradley, Go ahead.
I was going to say on further back there's some action.
Yeah, well, as I was going to say, that week off must have hurt. You must have took a bump to the head or something like that, because you were talking about the 818 of Brian Hennings pushing hard. When has he not been pushing hard in the past 5 races that we've been watching? This 818 driver right here, Brian Hennings, has got nerves of steel. He usually is hooked right up to the bumper of the gentleman in front of him right now. He's actually giving space. What do we got?
Car in the grass. That's the 67 of Frank Perfin. He hit the apron exiting 4 and slid down into the tri-oval grass. He's going to lose about 12 positions outside to the 18th.
12 positions and a lot of time to the pack right there. He's going to have some room to make up. Hopefully he doesn't get too far back, doesn't lose the wind, and can catch up a little bit easier. If not, he's got his work cut out for him to make it back up into the group there.
Right on board with the 5 of Shivers, who restarted this race in the top 5, back to 13th position. That's just showing you right there that these older tires are they're not going to hold up to the rest of this field that did pit. The 44 of Brewer now looking for 3rd. He goes to the inside of Kenny Reel. It's going to be tough for these guys to hold off that 44 car.
Yeah, when he gets the inside line on these tracks, you can pretty much kiss your track position goodbye as he takes that position from the 28 there, pulling up into 3rd place now.
Number 2 of Douglas Hines will be in front of him.
Is it Douglas Hines?
That would be Douglas Hines in the number 2.
I thought it was Stephen Hines. That is totally my apologies there. What?
Stephen Douglas Hines.
Oh.
It's a lot of names to say for...
Don't do the triple name thing. It's bad luck for people to do the triple name thing there. So we'll go ahead and just... Douglas Hines sounds great to me. As we continue on here, Isaac Wilson looking back at the field. He's got about 2.5 truck lengths in between him and the driver behind him of the number 2, Douglas Hines, there at the wheel of that 2nd position. But 44 driven by Phillip Brewer, nipping at his heels right now. Still there, gave him a little tap in the rear end right before the last turn just to really let him know he was, as they start to inch away from 4th place as well.
Yeah, starting to pull away from Kenny Reel, and now a pass for 2nd position. Side by side in a 3 and 4. The 44 moves up a little bit. Probably not going to complete this pass. I don't know if he's going to complete this pass.
He's got him right there. He might not have got him at the line for it to register up for the lap right there, but that man's got this pass. He's on the inside line. The number 2 has nobody behind him pushing him through there. He's relying completely on the draft right now. Not going to pan out for him. The only thing he's got going for him is he's getting behind the leader.
A little contact.
They got a little touchy right there. He was just trying to tell him, you can't get by me without letting me know how much you want it, and he's showing him now as he's coming around turn 4 onto that front stretch there, crossing line. Phillip Brewer making that pass completely now. He's going to go ahead and take him in 1 and 2 and pull up completely in front of him afterwards.
There it is, a final pass, and they were bumping and touching there in the entrance of the corner, and I think the 2 car's not done because he's not happy with how that 44 ran it wide on the exit.
Mr. Hines is going to do almost the exact same thing that just happened there to him. But the problem that he's going to see is 818 coming up on the inside. You got Brian Hennings and Kenny Reel making some moves. Kenny getting to the rear end right there.
Almost some
contact.
contact.
Coming into turn 1 and 2. But that's all right. These guys are good at handling this stuff. And as he pushes up, Douglas doesn't let him make the pass. And he's going to have to try again.
Now he has to defend off the 11 of Reel. The 2 actually losing some ground. Phillip Brewer, Isaac Wilson, about 0.4 of a second separating the 93 and the 44. We were riding on board with the 93. We talked to him in pre-race. Talked about his chances to win these prizes. I'd say he put a little bit of track time in. He's pulled away from a guy that's been dominant at these 1.5 miles all season long. But we're past the halfway point, and you know what that means. We're going to take your Thrustmaster through the field. Isaac Wilson has led 13 laps here tonight. He started in the 9th position. He's gained 8 spots at the beginning of this race, and he's looking pretty good here for the beginning.
Thrustmaster through the field with the 93 of Isaac Wilson. Nerves of steel pushing him to the lead right now. He's down. He's getting things done the way that you get it done in Vegas. He put his money where his mouth is, and guys, it's paying off for him right now as he's taking the lead so far. 23 laps to go here in Las Vegas at the VRX World Cup Series.
44, Phillip Brewer in the 2nd position, the dominant driver at these 1.5 mile tracks. Struggling a little bit here as he's about half a second off the 93, but nonetheless, with those fresher tires, able to race from 10th spot all the way up to 2nd. The 818 of Brian Hennings in 3rd. And as this field spreads out, Hennings feeling a lot more confident. He has that clean air, and he's able to hang with these leaders. He's about a second back from them as we speak.
You know, we're giving out all these awards. We've still got that butt kicker, biggest mover coming up, and it's looking as long as he can hang on to at least there or better. Douglas Hines might be holding on to that without question, with 14 positions gained, sitting in 5th right now, starting way back there in 19th spot. Not too shabby to be starting top 20 and ended up top 5.
Kenny Reel in the 4th spot, started in 7th. He's had a solid night tonight. He's dodged some wrecks. He's been in some situations, got all of it fixed very early on in this race, and he's recovered. He's back up to 4th position. You just talked about him, the biggest mover of this race so far, back from 19th up in the top 5. That's Stephen Douglas Hines in the number 2 Silverado, and the Black Rifle Coffee Machine just looking really good here for a solid finish. But right behind him, I'll let you take it on this one. This guy missed the grid, and we have no information on the screen, but that's the 4 of Matt Gagnon for your Thrustmaster through the field. He's currently trying to fend off the 38 of Christopher Hodges for 6th.
I'm telling you right now, number 4 track, fire breathing down their necks right now. Matt Gagnon knows what he's doing. Track, whether it's the super speedways at 2.5 miles, the 1.5 mile tracks, or even those short tracks, this driver has the line to get the times. And I'm telling you right now, if you noticed, if he's ever upside down, you'll be able to read. It says over the quarter panels, it says, "I flipped." And sometimes that happens, but right now what he's done is flip the script on everybody. He qualified on the pole, didn't start, got a lap down. He's back. Oh, Lord, did you see that, Bradley?
I was riding on board
Good
with him
God.
as it happened. That's the 38 of Christopher Hodges into the outside wall. We were riding on board with him. We had camera feed with the 38 that happened.
That was bad, man. That was bad. Like, that was really bad.
Side by side here with the 32 of Jeremy Bailey, and it looks like Bailey just came down the track and tagged him in the corner.
They were running tight, it looks like there, but yeah, close line there and copy it. Oh, that was bad, ladies and gentlemen. I feel really, really, really for this driver right here because this was an incident that you don't want to be a part of right here, as you notice.
Race ending for the 38.
Yeah, that's it. It's done. His night's over with right there. There's nothing else to come to. You can, unless you've got that fabled fast repair that they have right there, there's nothing you can do about that right there. That is a bad wreck. Can we get it on board from the cockpit again or somewhere? Yeah, that was a great view. Oh man, just clipped him. Just clipped him.
Unfortunate there, but it's also one of those situations now that we have where everybody comes down pit road. The 3, the
fresh
44.
tires.
Fresh tires are going to be a big difference here, and we saw the 93 of Isaac Wilson, what he could do with older tires over the 44. Now imagine these guys on the same set.
Man, you know, it is going to be quite interesting to see this thing restart here as they come up back onto the track out of the pits. Getting those fresh tires, getting that fresh Sunoco fuel top on there. These guys are about to hammer down with less than 20 to go here on the track at Las Vegas to decide the winner here, race VRX World Cup Series. Bradley, I am excited. My blood's starting to pump a little bit here in the arms and the veins. Starting to warm up over here with anticipation as to see if guys can hold Phillip Brewer back, if guys can keep him away from extra points, like super extra points being up in the top 3, top 5, if they can bump him down, that would be great, but it's not looking good for him. He's sitting in second, he'll be outside on the start. What do you think?
I think the 93 is going to make it tough for him. He put up a really good fight there with the older tires. Situationally, I don't think Phillip Brewer falls out of the top 3, but he now has Matt Gagnon to worry about, who started on the pole.
There you go. Now you're looking at the grid, baby. That's what I was looking at. That's what I was trying to get you to talk about, was my boy and the number 4 cutting through the field even more. 3rd place now. So what do you think? Do you think he just makes a victory move and just says, and he takes Brewer out?
I don't think he takes anybody out, but I think it's going to be a good show because we've got, I would say, 4 or 5 cars that are up here that definitely on the same set of tires are going to contest this 44. They showed it at the start of this race. 44 got loose. He lost 2 positions instantly. It's going to be tough for Phillip to hold on, and this could be one of those races where the 44 doesn't get race-winning points at the 1.5 miles. We can have 5 or 6 cars that win this positions in points.
So check this out. This is where I'm coming from now, too. Notice who's up front. Notice the group that's up front. Can you recall the groups that are usually up front? Because it's these group of guys that are up there pushing right now for those points. So the point system is actually going to be factored in here greatly with how they come out in the end here. Are we going to get some trucks with a wave around that did not take tires on that last caution?
I believe so. We're going to have a couple drivers coming around. Stephen Crone probably going to get back on the lead lap as they go by. We're going to have to wait and see. But here's your points up on the screen. I believe the 38 of Hodges went back out on the racetrack. Might be wrong on that. Let me make sure that I'm not completely full of it. But I believe
and there's the wave around to the lap. Okay, we got Hodges back out there.
Yeah, Hodges back out in the 38.
Hodges is back out there with a fresh truck.
Yeah,
look at that.
Repair. Had to toe to pit road. That's where a lot of his time was lost, but nonetheless, back on the lead lap here for the 38.
That is fantastic for Mr. Hodges to get back out there and get that attention for some points, because that driver knows how to cut through a field. That driver knows how to get up front and stay up front. So hopefully he can make that time up in a timely manner. I hate saying the same word, but oh well, I did it. And he gets back up in the points, baby. That's wonderful. I thought he already had used it.
Yeah, a lot of these guys have burned their fast repairs, so you've seen the racing calm down a little bit. Some of these guys in situations where they can't afford to make those risky moves that they did at the beginning of the race. Now tightening up with about 15 to go. The 93 of Isaac Wilson, the 44 of Phillip Brewer, Matt Gagnon, Kenny Reel, and Brian Hennings, your top 5. Stephen Douglas Hines, Jonathan Ray, Connor Gordon, Kevin Mulcahy, and Benjamin Richards going to lead him into turn 1. His truck pulls off, and we're going to go back live and race it again at Las Vegas. VRX World Cup Series, race number 6.
That's what we're talking about. I love the sound as they come across that field.
All ready for
Isaac
second
Wilson.
position. I was just about to say Matt Gagnon to the inside, and Phillip Brewer for second already.
Well, Matt knows how Phillip drives. He's been right behind him for third position as the finish comes out, as they've stretches they've already put behind them here in the VRX World Cup Series. So he knows that man's going to look for right before the turns, and he got there before him, didn't let him get it.
And we've got a
Drove
wreck.
through the pace truck.
I'm not exactly sure where this happened.
That happened in the back of the field where we couldn't see, apparently.
Yeah, I want to say the 70 pulling down pit road might have been involved in that. We're going to take an instant replay and see if we can find where that happened exactly. Yep, Hodges into the back of the 70 of Teresa Spiker. She gets turned. Minimal damage to the 70, but the 38's got heavy right front damage. So Hodges, who just got a lap back, he's going to be 2 laps down now. Let's go back and ride on board with him and see what his point of view was. Let's see if I can get a better camera here. Oh, Spiker gets loose. Really loose off the wall there. I know I've got a camera that we can watch this from. Right across the nose of the 38. And that's going to bring out caution number 6 of the night. Hodges back down pit road. He burned the fast repair. We just talked about that. So unfortunate, the 38 probably out of contention to finish in a good spot here tonight at Las Vegas.
Well, hopefully he can get in there and get a little bit beat out and just stay out there for the remaining laps. We've only got gonna have about 8 laps remaining after the caution's over and done here, so maybe, just maybe, he can get back out there and just stay up, not get lapped down, keep on the lead there, pull off at least 19th, maybe 20th.
Well, we're going to bring it up on your screen here for you right now. We're going to call it here with the number 2 of Hines. 12 positions gained for the butt kicker, biggest mover of the race. He's been pretty consistently above 10 spots gained. One other driver close to him would be Christopher McMillan with 9 spots. So, Stephen Douglas Hines, biggest mover of the race.
Mr. McMillan was up a little further than that earlier too, but the problem with that being was Stephen Hines was up about 14 to 15 positions gained at that time. So Stephen's been doing a great job there handling the machine, pushing through the field. He's been very fortunate to get around the incidents that happened in front of him. He was able to navigate through 2 of those that we witnessed. So very fortunate for that driver to have those skills to avoid contact during all the incidents that we've had out here tonight in this VRX World Cup Series. We've had about 6 cautions now, so hopefully they can keep it under control for the remaining 9 to 10 laps that we're going to have here. Have a nice shootout. Fresh tires pretty much about throughout the entire field. Should be fun, Bradley.
Going down the back stretch, lights should go out on the pace truck this time. Bye. Everybody getting those tires heated up. Didn't have any takers down pit road. We've got about 7 to 15 laps through the field. 9 laps for Isaac Wilson. Matt Gagnon. Actually, 6 laps on these tires. I apologize. Was looking at where they started. Wonder why those numbers were all over the place. It's 6 laps average on the field here for tires. Everybody pretty even. We got some heat in these tires. But another factor that we haven't talked much about, you get these tires heated up and cool them right back down. This track's starting to heat up. It's a good chance that you could spin the tires on the restart. We haven't seen that really yet tonight.
Well, you know, we didn't even factor in, is there coverage out there in the skies today? Every time a cloud passes by, you can lose a little bit of today in Las Vegas for this race, so that's a plus for them out there. But like you said, they're starting and going. No way for the track to stay acclimated to the tires. The tires stay heated up just to the proper temperature for the right pressure to be on those tires. Those things not necessarily riding the right way because the tires are going up and down with the temperature on them. It's not a good thing.
Here we come off of turn 2. The 93 of Isaac Wilson has the 4 of Matt Gagnon on the outside for this restart. Wilson done a great job getting these restarts going, getting a little jump on the field, but he hasn't had to contest the 4 of Gagnon yet with that late race start. Whether it was a connection issue or not really sure for the 4, but we could put the 4 of Gagnon in that caliber as well, as biggest mover of the race, because he technically started this race from as far back as possible.
He started it all the way back from the back of the to the front of the field. Now he's doing an absolutely fantastic job. I feel a little bit bad for him right now, starting in second on the outside line, because he's going to want to make his way down as he's done every time before here. But here we go, green flags off. 93 is taking that big jump out front with Phillip Brewer following directly behind him. Notice Matt Gagnon has that outside. Back to 4th position now. Hopefully. Nope. Just loss of everything. Phillip Brewer about to make those moves now. He's on that bumper of Isaac Wilson now. He's going to try to get inside line coming through Bradley in first place. We had just a few laps remaining, and
3 wide here for 3rd position. Jonathan Ray up into the wall, and Gagnon's involved.
That
the 818
will be the race for him.
818 hard to the outside wall. We still got the 98 of Jonathan Ray. We saw it happening 3 wide as they went into 1. Out of the short chute of that tri-oval. Let's take a look back at this instant replay. There they are, 3 wide, and you can see Jonathan Ray just comes up the track a little early into the 818. We might get a nose camera here on the 818 to show you how fast this happens.
It's very quick.
From our drone camera, you can see how tight they're running Gagnon up there on the outside. I think he gave Hennings plenty of room to come up, but Hennings kind of pinched the 98 of Ray down, and Ray wasn't prepared for that. They kind of met in the middle of that exit. Takes the 2, the 18, several different trucks involved after the fact. I believe that's the 9 of Benjamin Richards gets involved. 18 of Connor Gordon. Another unfortunate day for him. Jonathan Ray, who's been in 2 accidents, he'll probably be done for the night. He's parked on pit road trying to get some of that repaired. Some of these drivers that are still scraping through this, and still a little damage on them. Teresa Spiker, who's been up and down through this field all night, in 14th right now. She's had a hard time.
Well, they're all back out there on the track right now after that little incident. Amazingly enough, Matt Gagnon looks to have some bare minimal damage done to that truck out there. Still sitting in 3rd place That is absolutely phenomenal. Teresa Spiker still being on the track is another great thing to see out there with all the bangs and bad right now. So we're fortunate to see people actually persevere and through the tragedies that have happened upon us here on the track. I mean, we've seen some pretty bad wrecks out.
Yeah, and they've been, multi-car accidents, 4 or 5 trucks involved here tonight, and a multitude of cautions. We can chalk up 7 with 4 lead changes. Weather here on the racetrack, if you're wondering why it's such a handful, 92 degrees, it's heating up, it's almost at 100, and this track has already always been infamous for that turn 4 exit being a little loose. So these guys have had a handful from the start of the race. And the truck, it's been kind of an overhaul since the new damage model. We've seen some people like it. I know Phillip Brewer likes it. Some drivers have struggled with it over the course of time. They're starting to grasp that this truck just doesn't like to go out on cold tires.
Absolutely doesn't like it one bit. It's all turns in the corners. But anyhow, you've got a lot of guys out there that are hungry to get up front right now. And they're going to start making these moves because we've only got a couple laps. This is crunch time right here, Bradley. It's about to happen. We've got one lap to go here until they go off. That's right.
Light's still on the pace truck, so they might have waved the green. We're going to make another pace lap. We're going to have 3 laps to go when we go back racing. 5 to go here on the board as we sit.
Great shootout coming up. They're coming down that backstretch right now. They're getting the scrub on their tires, Bradley. Interesting turn of events all night long. Thinking a couple cars were out and they're not. I mean, it's shocking what some pit crews can do, whether or not it was the fast repair. I'm sure a couple of them actually I think the crews actually mended what was broken on a few of those machines out there. So kudos to that on the track. I would really like to see it go green for the remainder of it, but I got a feeling that someone's going to want to, and something bad's going to happen within the next 2 laps.
We'll have to wait and see. The pace truck lights are going to go out this time by Isaac Wilson, Phillip Brewer, Matt Gagnon, Stephen Douglas Hines, and Kenny Reel, your top 5. Now I'm going to say the 93 has been stout. He's put up a really good fight here tonight against the 44 of Brewer. Gagnon, who got stuck on that outside on the restart, finds himself right behind the 93, but he got clipped there on that last caution. Not sure if it's substantial enough damage to slow him down, and we're going to find out. I know that these trucks are, with the new damage model, a little more forgiving compared to the old days, where if you just barely touched the wall, it would lose 2 or 3 down the straightaway.
Well, it's not even that you'd lose 2 or 3 seconds off your time. You'd freaking overheat and blow up in a lap and a half after just getting a tap in your front end, or maybe a fly flew on top of your radiator. Caused you to overheat just in an instant. So they did work through some stuff there. I don't believe he got too worked over in that last incident, judging by the damage on his truck right now that we got to see from the cameras overhead. But we got some work to be done out here. A lot of drivers in the running for some points. So Greg Spiker sitting at top 10. That's nice for him, looking to make up a couple positions from where he started at, up 10 places. Very, very fortunate for that driver. Christopher McMillan up 13, now into 9th place. He's still not getting that 15 position jump like Hines had. Green flag out. And Isaac Wilson, he is just showing him how it's done right now.
Down to the inside for the 4 Gagnon. He's going to hold it down as tight as he can. Works up the track a little bit. Into the door of the 44 for just a brief second. Now down the back straightaway, a drag race for the 2nd position. Just behind them, Kenny Reel and Stephen Douglas Hines. Side by side into 3 and 4. Grabbing for positions with 3 laps to go.
We're going to have a race, like I said here. 2 coming up right here as they through the line, Bradley. They're splitting 2 wide, 3 wide coming down that front stretch. It's going to be a battle. Looking back at the field from up front with Isaac Wilson right now. He's touching him. Look at Phillip Brewer getting up in there. He touched him, pushed him out of the way.
A little touch there, and the 93 now going to hug him down in the entrance of 3-4, and we've got a wreck.
There
Kenny
it is.
Leal. Another caution. Green-white checker going to come out.
I knew it was coming, Bradley. I told you while we were under the last yellow that within the next 2 someone would push a little too hard. And lo and behold, don't know exactly who, definitely pushed just a smidge too hard. And bad things came about.
There's Kenny Leal all over the back bumper. He actually runs up in front of the 2 truck of Douglas Hines, and he gets sent to the outside wall. Just took the entrance of 3 a little too wide. I think these guys going for the same piece of real estate there. Go back and look at that one
75
more time.
afterwards slams the wall there, Brad. Just keep watching for a second afterwards. Watch this. Oh, you don't have it. It's not far enough out, man. He, right? Yeah, see him in the, not the 75. Who's that? The other rainbow truck right there.
78 of Christopher McMillan. We're going to ride on board with him.
He nails it after the wreck, man. It's unfortunate for him.
So this is coming out of turn 2. It's going to happen into the entrance of 3 and 4.
Just watch this on board. He's going to make it through the wreck there, but man, does he slam it hard right afterwards.
Yeah, he gets clipped, I believe.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, just unfortunate for that driver because he was scot free.
I think that was a 133 of Ashley Ellison Jr. that slipped down and clipped the 78. And it was.
Nothing either driver could have did to avoid it. I mean, the 133 was involved in the unfortunate incident. Wrong place, wrong time.
So that brings out caution number 8 of the night. 3 laps to go for this green-white checker. Phillip Brewer able to snag away the lead just before that yellow comes out as they go into 3 and 4. Takes it away from Isaac Wilson. We were watching some onboard camera with the 93 from the back of that truck, and there was some contact coming out of 2 that moved him out.
Coming out of the, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Truck there as they were coming through 1 and 2. Phillip Brewer had the line right behind him, had the wind cut down, cutting through like nobody's business out there, and just gave him a little tap, sent him a little bit higher as he cut and took the position coming on the stretch. Heck of a move. Don't know how I would have felt about that happening to me personally.
Well, I can tell you how Phillip Brewer might feel being on the other side of it, because we're going to have a green-white checker, and there's every opportunity for Isaac Wilson to send it in there a little bit deeper in the entrance of 1. Good chance here him pinching it down if he gets a good restart and making it really tough for the 44 to run his line. We're going to have to wait and see, though. The 4, Matt Gagnon, going to start on the inside just behind Brewer. Then you got Jeremy Bailey, Kevin Mulcahy, and Jesse Baker, your top 6. Baker, with the start of the race that he had, what a recovery here. He started back in 18th. He got wrecked on, I believe, lap 5, lap 6.
Absolutely
he was smoking
did.
all over the place, and now here he is in the top 10.
He was involved in the second caution that we witnessed on the track here today, and it was a bad engine. Smoke was rolling along the track. I don't believe he had to tow in. I'm pretty sure it happened. Limped onto pit road there. But, yeah, he's made his way all the way back up to 6th place. Did a great job out there as Jesse Baker in that number Chevrolet.
Ashley Ellison Jr. in the 7th spot, just behind the 14. And then you have Greg Spiker, who's been a big mover. We were giving away the butt kicker award earlier. Now he's up 12 positions.
Absolutely, and
Douglas
the
Hines.
butt kicker biggest mover actually out of the race now. If we look around.
Yeah, the 2 truck of Douglas Hines. He's still on the track. He's back here in the 15th position. Looks like he's got a clean truck.
Got to use. I do like that fast repair. There's nothing better than that.
When you have it, but when you've used it too early and you don't have it, it's one of those situations where sometimes you're better off to keep it for the very end of this race, even if you do get some damage. Just remember to
Absolutely.
uncheck that box if you don't have your NI file, your NI.
Lights are out, my
or
friend.
Whatever file.
Lights are out, my friend. I do believe we're coming down that back stretch, about to come into 3 and 4. Gonna see that pace truck take that dive that we've watched 7 other times. Well, actually 8 other times this evening. This will make the 9th dive for it. We're gonna get back to green flag racing. Green, white, checkered restart. What do you got in mind? What do you got in store for us, Phillip Brewer? Are we gonna get that big lead and take off and win this race? Or is that 93 gonna get right there with you? And are we gonna see things get a little difficult?
We're in overtime. VRX World Cup Series at Las Vegas. Green, white, checkered underway, and the 4 gets into the back of the 44. He checks up hard on this restart, and that messes the whole field up on this restart.
Matt Gagnon getting over in front of the 93 and start there, like you said, the whole field checked up. It looked like he was trying to keep the 93 at bay a little bit and get that jump off, and Gagnon was ready to go, so he tapped him there. Brewer off. He's now got that commanding lead that he's used to so much now. Got the 99
well, look who it is
of
for
Kevin
second
Mulcahy.
position. Yeah, the 99 looks to the inside of Gagnon, and we're 2 to
big
go.
wreck on the back.
I
Big
think the
wreck
white
on
flag
the
comes
back.
out.
Brian Hennings.
We're staying green for the final lap.
Absolutely. Brian Hennings and another truck just ended up in the catch fence there, friend. I'm sorry to be yelling over top of you right there, but I caught that on another monitor as we're Phillip Brewer taking that commanding lead. Races
White
his.
flag up in
like,
the air.
ladies and gentlemen.
He's got it in the bag. Phillip Brewer gonna win here again for the 5th time this season at Las Vegas. And that big wreck was Charles Keller Jr., I believe, getting it thrown into the outside wall.
Everybody else behind second place getting burned with fire. Matt Gagnon on the pole coming in second after getting a lap down, not even starting the race. What a great turn of events for a few of these drivers out on the track. Phillip Brewer pulling it off yet again, though. If he's here, Bradley, he's winning this race. Do you understand the words that I'm saying right? If the man is on the track, he's winning the race. He wasn't here last week, my friend, but that guy just did it again at another 1.5-mile track.
We went back and watched this replay. We were on this restart, and I want to show you this move that we were talking about. We were on the drone camera when it happened. It looked like the 4 was anticipating this restart, gets into the back of the 44 of Brewer, and yeah, the 44 just hadn't went yet, and that chucked up the whole inside line behind Gagnon, and Brewer said, "See you later."
Absolutely, just it happens. I mean, that's just all you can say is it does happen. You know, it's on the leader's discretion, guys, to take off. It's not anybody else's choice but the leaders. So you can't think, oh, he's going now, just because he's in that start zone. It's whenever he wants to go. So unfortunate for the drivers there in the pack. That is what happened.
75 goes up into the 818 of Brian Hennings.
Look at that.
Throws this truck up into the catch fence. They were 3 wide across the dog leg. We're going to go back and watch that one more time.
Look at, yeah, baby. Just check it out. It was a bad one. Super fast how it happens, too. He just clips him on the inside. He lifts him up, throws him sideways into that catch fence. All she wrote for that driver there. Didn't even get to finish.
Brewer comes around for the final time into 3 and 4. Nobody contesting him. The 4 of Gagnon, the 93 of Wilson duke it out, able to hold off the 93 of Kevin Mulcahy, who was trying to make some points up tonight. A little contact across the line there. But nonetheless, the 44 gets the win. Second position is going to go to Matt Gagnon, and Isaac Wilson holds on for 3rd.
Absolutely fantastic showing right there at the end. I do like it when it
is a green flag result. Unfortunately, we see a green-white checkered there at Las Vegas, but we got to see him finish lap, so that's always fun. Phillip Brewer coming away with that big victory, as per usual, here on these mile-and-a-half tracks that we've been seeing so far. Bradley, what do you think we got in store next week?
I don't know what we got in store next week, but I know we got an interview with your top three. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to pull Phillip Brewer, Matt Gagnon, and Isaac Wilson up here in the broadcast booth. You're watching VRX World Cup Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on V-Speed. We'll be back right after this.
I played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff. The motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving. It feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
I made one.
Coming back live, VRX World Cup Series, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We got 65 laps in the books. And Isaac Wilson's down here on pit road with us right now. Isaac, we saw that finish. It looked like you had it in the bag, and then those cautions started to ensue. It just took over and put you in a bad situation.
No, I wouldn't say the caution put me in a bad situation. I was getting great restarts. Just, I'll be honest, wasn't really appreciative of the bump Phillip gave me. I've raced that guy clean all season. Never gave him a bump and run, so I'll keep that in my memory bank when it comes down to it. But he did what he had to do to get around me. It's hard to pass here. It's just wish he would have passed me differently.
Yeah, that's the situation I was talking about with the restarts, and it locked this field back up. You had 0.5 of a second there on older tires, so it looked like you were definitely some competition for the 44 tonight. Do you think had those cautions not come out, it would have been a different outcome?
No, I needed that first one. He was slowly but surely starting to catch me in 3 and 4. I was able to gap a little bit in 1 and 2, got a better exit with 3 and 4. He's making up all that time. I gained plus some. That caution came out, put 4 fresh on. Kept on getting good restarts. Wish that last one before I lost the lead when it came out. I'm finally able to get in front of him, and they were battling back there for second. So, I mean, it happens.
Well, we saw the confidence. You come out here tonight, finish in 3rd. You started 9th. So nonetheless, great points day. This is going to help you out. A few guys that were ahead of you in points had not so great days. So here we are with the 93 of Isaac Wilson. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out?
Big shout out to you guys putting on the show. all the admins that put this league on. Let us come out here Friday nights and have some fun. All the sponsors we got, Butt Kicker, Pimax, Thrustmaster. Shout out to SBRN for letting me run their sweet little paint scheme week in and week out. And always got to shout out the wife for letting me come out here and race these races.
I appreciate your time, Isaac, and we look forward to next week for race number 7 of the 8-race season at VRX. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Third place finisher Isaac Wilson in a 93 SBRN Ford F-150, and you're catching up with your boy down on pit road. That would be the number 4 truck of Matt Gagnon.
Absolutely. I'm here with him now. Five with pack. Number 4, Matt Gagnon. How you doing, buddy? Second place finish after the pole. How is it going?
I am exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. Coming out here, tech issues, we'll call it. Having to start from the pits 2 laps down, coming back to finish not third, but second. Truly incredible to break that, by the way. But, you know, I gave Brewer a huge push of a lifetime right there on that start. He played it smart. He's a very smart driver, and that's why he's winning all these damn races. But, you know, it's tough to come home second because that's first loser in the sense. But, you know, P2, better than third.
Hey, it is extraordinarily better than third. A little extra points towards what you're used to getting out here so far in these races. I'm glad to see that you came back from being down after what you call some technical issues there at the house. It does happen to the best of us. I experienced some myself as we were going on this evening as well. Would you like to throw some shout-outs to anybody?
I would absolutely love to throw some shout-outs around. We're looking here at Pimax, Thrustmaster, Butt Kicker, my competition, championship rivals, teammates, Chris Justice, Jeremy Bailey, recent addition Kenny Real. Very special someone out there watching this race. Hi. Anyways, that's gonna be it.
No elaboration on who the special someone is. We don't get to know.
No, you don't. That'll be it. Thank you, boys.
That's it. He says we're gonna let this driver go and get out to that special someone out there. Good luck next week, Matt. We look forward to seeing you in the booth again, brother.
Hopefully. Take care, y'all.
Second place finisher here tonight, the number 4, Matt Gagnon. And I tell you what, man, it's been a great race for that green-white checker. We actually got it in just before the line. And we're down here in Victory Lane with Phillip Brewer in the 44. It's 5 wins under the belt and the dominant performances at the 1.5 miles this season. You didn't show up for Talladega. You come back and win it. It's just... It's outstanding. The season you're having thus far in the 44 team is just looking untouchable with 2 races left.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I mean, I'd like to say it was a fun race, but it's hard to say that when you got like 12 cautions. But the end was fun. It was a fun race at 93 in the 4. It was a good finish.
The green-white checker comes out. We saw the restart where the 4 of Gagnon gets into the back of you, and he said you timed it and smart. He said you're a smart driver. Did you push that all the way to the very end of that restart zone, knowing that he was going to try to anticipate that?
Yeah, I usually get going early before they can all kind of catch up to me, but I figured I got to try something different or they're just going to draft up to me once we get going. So I waited it out, and I didn't expect that big of a bump from him, but I mean, right before he got to me, I was in the throttle, and it just worked out.
Shot you out of a cannon. You took off. You won this race by 0.2 of a second, but at one point, 0.7 of a second going into turn 1. Congratulations, Phillip Brewer, on the finish and the 5th win of the season. Do you have anyone you'd like to shout out and thank for tonight's victory?
I'd like to shout out my Bud Light that I've been drinking all night.
Shout out to that. I can shout out to that. I'll be right there behind you as soon as we wrap this up. Congratulations, and we'll see you probably most likely next week up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
So there's your race winner.
Absolutely.
Phillip Brewer in the 44, win number 5 of the season for that guy. And I tell you what, with the points shaping up the way they are, we were just talking about it before the race. It's getting tight, but he's going to stretch it out a little bit more. This was the points just before this race. Isaac Wilson's going to be down 1 spot. I think Brian Hennings, with his bad luck, he's going to lose some positions. So that does help the 93 stay in the 2nd position. Mulcahy probably going to gain a position up into that top 3 after tonight.
It's good news for Kevin Mulcahy out there. He's a very consistent driver in himself right there. He got the 4th place in the 99 for him at the end of this race here this evening. So once again, it's going to bump him up around, get him some more points to contend up there. And we just got to wait and see what happens next week. Like you said, we got 2 laps to go here. And Mr. Brewer is almost uncatchable for the remainder of the series. It's gonna look like fun.
It's gonna look like fun, and it's already shaping up to be a good end of the season battle. But for everybody, we're gonna bring up the finishing order up on your screen and show you how they all came out after. Well, there's your grid. Let's hide that and bring up that final result screen. Phillip Brewer started 5th tonight. He's going to bring it home in 1st with Matt Gagnon in 2nd. Isaac Wilson, your top 3. Kevin Mulcahy in 4th. Jesse Baker in the 14 with his up and down night, top 5. Jeremy Bailey in 6th. 7th would be Greg Spiker. I believe that's the biggest mover of the race as they finish with 13 positions.
Good moving by Mr. Spiker there.
Great race by him. It's going to be Ashley Ellison Jr. in the 133 for 8th. Mike Shivers in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 will be Stephen Douglas Hines.
Absolutely. After that, you've got Stephen Crone coming in 11th. Hodges pulled off a 12th place position there. 13th came in with Frank Perfin. Teresa Spiker, wife of Greg, she has pulled off a top 15 there with 14th position by her. Brian Hennings was able to squeak by with 15th after everything that he went through for this race. I mean, he went through a lot, including the final wreck out there on the 16th was Charles Keller Jr., 17th Benjamin Richards, 18th place was Kenny Reel, 19th was Dave Collins Sr., 20th Christopher McMillan, with Jonathan Ray in 21st, Connor Gordon 22nd, and Christopher M. Justice coming in 23rd.
Rounding out your field with the 52 of Justice, who we showed earlier was up there in the top 5 in points. But after tonight, probably not going to be the case as he gets a 23rd finishing spot. That's going to conclude our broadcast here for the VRX World Cup Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you did, hit that subscribe button to V-Speed, and you'll never miss a single race on Friday nights when we go live at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. But for everybody at V-Speed, myself included, Kevin Calls TV, Kevin Hazelwood, Adam Baker, and everyone that works for V-Speed, we thank you. We're signing off. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag